Morning. We're just parked up at Cowbridge near Pictorial and we're just heading down the shore of Brothers Water into Dovedale, where today we're going to do a circuit of Hart Crag and Hartsop above How. We're going to have a visit to the priest hole on the way up there. Just me, the rock star, and hopefully a nice day, because all week again we've had biblical rain and wind. It's about 7:45 AM. There's been some massive heavy downpours on the way down here. It's an improving forecast. By mid-morning they're given 90% chance of a cloud-free summit. It does appear to be improving a little bit now, so once we get out the woods here, hopefully we should be able to see the tops. There's always a few cows down here on this footpath. I've never had any issues with them, so we should be okay. And here's Hartsop Hall. The hill behind Hartsop Hall is High Hartsop Dod. We're going to veer right underneath Hartsop Dod into Dovedale. And there's a better view of High Hartsop Dod. Just past the farm, the track drops down left to Dovedale Beck. We're going to take this higher path to the right. All the footpaths are absolutely saturated and extremely slippy. Here he is, the rock star. It's like the Amazon rainforest down here. I'm beginning to think this higher path hasn't been walked for a while. I'm having to really fight my way through bracken and scrub. It certainly hasn't rained yet, but I'm pretty much soaked already. So the path does eventually pop out the woodland at the head of the valley, Dovedale, where to our left we've got the ridge of Stangs, and to our right Hartsop above How. Once you get through the gate, the path continues traversing underneath Hartsop above How. It's quite narrow and it's quite rough, and today it's very slippy. There's a lot of water on this path today that's not normally here, so we're having to take a bit of care. We don't want to slip down there. If you don't fancy this higher path, just past the farm at Hartsop Hall, where we took that right instead of going down to the beck. We could have actually gone down to the beck, and there's a path along the beck which will eventually bring us out at the same footbridge up here that we're going to find. So yeah, you can avoid this higher traverse path if you don't like the look of it, but it's a little bit more rugged and Jurassic like. Just look at him, what a poser. doing up there? And there's the view behind us down Hartsop. What a beautiful valley. Just ahead of us is the footbridge I spoke of earlier. We're not going to cross it, we're still on this side of it, on this path. Straight ahead of the footbridge is Dove Crag, and up there somewhere is the priest hole. You can actually see the priest hole from the bridge. It's just about there on Dove Crag. I'll try not to get washed down the waterfall here. Right then, up the path to the priest hole, and then onto the col, where you'll find Dove Crag to your left and Hart Crag to your right. We're going to head for Hart Crag. You could easily bag Dove Crag as an out and back from the col. It's not too far, but we've done it multiple times, so we're just going to keep to the circular route and do Hart Crag. Dove Crag is towering above us now. You can't see the priest hole now. From this point on, you won't visually be able to find it. You need a route, and you need a good one. You don't want to come in from that direction. All dangerous ground. There only really is one safe way to the priest hole, and hopefully I'm going to find it. He's up there posing again, surveying his kingdom. The sun has finally broke through. It shouldn't be too long in drying this wet slippery rock off, and hopefully no more rain. Once at the top of the pitched steps, we're going to find a boulder. From that boulder we're going to look left, and we're going to find a faint path curving up through the rocks. That path's going to take us to the priest hole. It's only 5-10 minutes away if you get the right path. There's the boulder, just over there to our right, below Hart Crag. So just left, you'll see the faint path just about there. You can just see it winding its way up into the rocks. Pick your way through these boulders. There might be a couple of little sections you'll need your hands, like here. I'm having to be extra careful today because it's very wet. At this point you can either scramble your way up through them rocks in that gully, but it's a little bit slippery today, so we're going to take a slightly longer route up this scree chute. When you get to the big rock at the top, turn left. Round the big rock here and left. Keep following the path. And it should just be above us now. Here we are. The priest hole. I met some boys on the way down that had been camping in here last night, and I've got to say they have left the place absolutely pristine. Not one bit of rubbish. Well done, lads. They were just young boys. Look at that. Leave no trace. A credit to your wild camping community. It's time to leave the pre-stall. I've banged my head on this very low ceiling multiple times, so it's time to leave, I think, before I give myself concussion. Our lad Billy's having a last sleep down there. There's the pre-stall above us. We're just dropping back down now. This ground to the left of the pre-stall is ground you definitely don't want to come near. It's deadly ground, dangerous. There's no route up from this direction. Keep well away from the left hand side. We're going to go back the way we came, down the right hand side, back to that boulder, then we're going to find the path up to the col to the summit of Hart Crag, then we're going to drop down the ridge of Hartsop above Howe. I hope my footage around the pre-stall and especially the drone footage, which was very hard to do as it's very windy today, so I couldn't do as much as I wanted, but hopefully we've got some good drone shots. Yeah, I hope them shots show you how steep the ground is around the pre-stall. It's no walk in the park, seriously steep. If things went wrong up there, they could go seriously wrong. Unfortunately, in the past for people, they have. It's a place great care is needed. Keep to that path and you'll be fine. And also, if you're following GPX tracks or routes, remember, don't 100% rely on them. If you're on a big grassy hill and you stray 20-30 yards away from that blue line, basically all you need to do is turn towards the line and walk to it. You can't do that somewhere like them crags we just came down from. You know, you stray away from the line, you could have a massive drop in front of you or behind you. So always have some kind of backup. Do your homework, use your map, take a few screenshots, photographs, a few landmarks, and get a good picture of it in your head before you set off. Don't just rely on a track like on all trails or something like that, because often these tracks aren't even walked, they're just made up in straight lines. A place like that, a track like that would be absolutely useless. Right, my apologies for that little rant. The rock stars up here by the cairn waiting for me. I'd just like to point out any dangers or, you know, highlight anything I think needs to be said. I ain't no mountain guide, I ain't no professional, but I've been around a bit. Once we get past that cairn and into the collier, Dove Crag is to our left. We're going to head up our right to Hart Crag. This old broken down wall, I'll take it all the way up to the summit. Hart Crag summit, 822 metres. It's a Wainwright, a Burkitt, a Hewitt and a Nuttall. And just look at the view. The path drops down from the summit in a northeasterly kind of direction onto the ridge of Hartsop above How, which is just down there below us. That's where we're heading and that's our route off. So last time I dropped down to Hartsop above How from Hart Crag, I dropped straight off the end. The path goes off the end, but it's a little bit scrambly. But the same day Tracy was with me and she dropped off to the right here and it looked a lot easier. So today we're going to do Tracy's route because I like the look of it rather than scrambling around on rocks that we don't need to. Here it is. There's a little bit of scree on the path, but in general it's a much easier path than going off the front. There you are. So we avoided all that lot and we came down there. Across the valley to my left you've got Greenough End, just here, takes you to eventually Fairfield. It's another notorious black spot. One or two people ended up in trouble on Greenough End. Above Greenough End we've got St Sunday Crag, and over to our right Dove Crag, and you can clearly see the priest hole and that steep ground below it. The summit of Hartsop above Howe, 586 metres. It's a Wainwright and a Burkitt, and there's the tiny summit cairn, 2 or 3 stones on top of this rock outcrop. From the summit to our right we've got Dovedale, our route up this morning, and over to our left we've got Deepdale. St Sunday Crag above Deepdale, Greenough End, Fairfield, Hart Crag, Dove Crag. From the summit we'll head down the ridge, crossing the persecuted summit of Dove Crag. This ridge, if you walked right off the end of it, would almost take you to Pictorial, but we don't have to do that. A bit past Dove Crag there's a path to our right, drops us down into the woods and back into Cowbridge car park. The persecuted summit of Dove Crag, 512 metres. There it is. Continue down alongside the wall to your right. Across the way there we've got the very prominent peaks of Angleton Pikes and the massive bulk of Place Fell. Just past this crag here we've got a very boggy ladder style to get over. Billy looks impressed already. And then the path starts veering away right away from the wall and then back round to the wall. Drop through this last patch of bracken and then that path's going to drop down right and into the woods. And our car park right below us. We've just got to get through this lot first. We can now see Hartsop and Brothers Water and the road heading up into the Kirkstone Pass. And into the woods we go. I'm going to wrap my video up now because we've only got a short way to go through these woods. It drops us back down onto the footpath we set off on early this morning. So I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you like my content, please think about giving me a subscribe. The walk was about 7 miles in total. It's the cleanest I've ever seen the pre-stall. It was an absolute pleasure to see it like that. A credit to anyone that's camping in there. Fantastic. So yeah, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye from me and the Rockstar. From the car park at Cowbridge near Brothers Water, we took the path through the woods, past Brothers Water and into the valley of Dovedale. Once reaching the head of the valley, we started to ascend in the direction of Dove Crag. And took a diversion to the priest hole. From the priest hole we dropped back into the col and head up to the summit of Hart Crag. Dropping down from the summit of Hart Crag, we started to descend the ridge of Hartsop above Howe, eventually reaching the summit. From Hartsop above Howe, we dropped down to Dove Crag and then took a traverse path through the woods and back to Cowbridge.